We went over this one in class. We went over a few different examples. There's lots of ways that you can do that, but the key component that you need to recall and remember is that those two things need to be equal to each other, and those two things need to be equal to each other. Now, what I had some students do is, first of all, start off with our perpendicular, and then use the perpendicular to then get our lines that are equal to each other. I'm going to go ahead and do just simply the definition, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a point up here and a point down here. So this point up here is going to correspond to this point up here. And I'm just going to open to whatever, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to make a nice little arc. And any line that I draw in here will all be equal to each other, which would be the two sides there. What I'm then going to do is open up down here, but I need to open up a different amount, so I'm going to open it up a little bit wider. And then I'm going to make, do you notice that this mark right here and this mark right here are exactly equal to each other, here and here. So that's going to be the bottom part of my kite. And then if you recall, I said that any line that we draw from here to anywhere in this little arc that we did here would be equal to each other. So those are equal to each other, and so are those. So that would be our definition of a kite. Lots of ways to do it. That is not the only way, but that is one of them. All right, we're going to go ahead and do 87 as well. For 87, the first thing that you need to do is you need to make a ruler, because the lengths that we need to use need to be different components of this. So if this is our length of 1, this is 2, and then this is 3. So that's our 3, and that's our 4, and that's our 5. And the reason that I want to do that is that I want to create a triangle in here using those 3 lengths. So the first thing that I'm going to do is open up to the widest one. I'll open up to 5. Which, oops, I guess I need to go just a tad bit longer to have that happen. So this is my length of 5. And then essentially I'm just making a triangle with the other 2 lengths. So I'm going to open up to the length of 3, which is here. And I'm going to open up to the length of 4, which is here. So again, this was 4, this was 3, so that makes a triangle. Now, there's something special about this triangle. What kind of a triangle is a 3, 4, 5 triangle? Yes, it is a right triangle. So this is another way that I could create a perpendicular. Not the most expedient way, but definitely another way that I actually could have that happen. For number 88, when you do this problem, and you do it so it's 6 units long, which is just a little, whoopsie, just a little bit longer here, because we already had 5, so that is 6 here. When I open up to the 6, I hope that some of you have read this problem and have recognized the shortcoming of it. And by shortcoming, these 2 sides are supposed to be bigger than that side. But let's just see. I wanted you guys to do this because I wanted you to see again why it is that that was the case. So there's my 2, and there's my 3 here. And look at that. It's not long enough. Like, they're just not long enough to actually create it. So this does not work. All right.